Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a spotlight on Ionball 2, Ionstorm. This is currently available on Steam for $6.99. It is very interesting. It's a very interesting game. I have never heard of Ionball up until I received this code. Honestly, never heard of it. And when I first saw it, I'm like, okay, this is interesting. It's kind of like a shoot 'em up meets Breakout. Two game genres. I'm gonna consider Breakout a genre right now that I never really got into. They never really clicked with me. I used to play Breakout a lot on my phone, you know, just to pass the time. And shoot 'em ups, never really got into. Played a few of them, never really got into them. But this game, this is interesting. So let's hop in here, let's take a look at the options. There's not a lot to say about the options. You got a bunch of resolutions, windowed, show weapon hints, your volume control, and graphics quality, which means nothing. And I'll be honest, I have not seen a whole lot of difference between any of those. I've tried a couple different ones. Two main options that I would like to see. One is a little cheat. Well, actually, both of them are kind of cheaty. I would like to see a wuss mode. I really would. Maybe not in the options, but I would like to see a wuss mode where you have an infinite number of lives. Because, yeah, sometimes you're just not that good. And number two, I would like to have a method to turn off the particles. I find them, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm mental, but I find the particle on the ball to be a little bit much. I find it very distracting and hard to follow the ball. And that could very well be what it's meant for. So I'm going to start a new game here. I'm going to overwrite all of my previous stuff. And let's see how well I do. So here we are. Hyperspace sequence end. Tower 734B is compromised. Security system activated. Launching pod. Docking sequence activated. So this is kind of a little story behind it. You are some sort of space guy who has to go into this tower and recover it from the evil security system. Yeah, I'm considering the security system evil. So here we go. Here we go. We are in. And there we go. This is your menu, your mission select screen. So you've got these different ones. You've got, you know, 1 through 10, or not 10, 9. 1 through 9. And each one, supposedly they ramp up. I actually found 1 to be the most difficult. And maybe that's because it was the first one that I played. I don't know. So you've also got these upgrades. Upgrades are really nice. You can do upgraded ball damage. You can extend your bat. You can get Ionball, which that's not Ionball, that's Ionball. Has a chance to cause an explosion on contact, damaging surrounding droids. That's kind of cool. And then you've got the active one, which is an EMP, Kamikaze. Kamikaze sounds like something I would use. You know, it blows up your ball, but it takes your life, but it destroys a bunch of droids. And laser fire. These are all things that you would expect in typical Breakout type games. So let's hop in here. Level 1. Each one of those upgrades requires requires a certain amount of XP. They're not cheap. Like the cheapest one I think is 5,000. So here we go. So as you can see, it's Breakout. For all intents and purposes, it is Breakout. With explosions and blasts and booms and particles and, you know, the little XP drops. If you take a look at them. Oh, crap. I was looking at the XP drops. those XP drops, they look far too much, in my opinion, like the logos for the United Federation of Planets. The little comm badges. Oh, man. I am not doing so good with this one. Alright. So, basically, it is Breakout. You bounce the ball with the right part of the pad to make it go right, and the left part of the pad to make it go left. It's just that simple. Now, sadly for me, and this is going to sound like I'm making an excuse for how bad I am, it hasn't actually happened here, but I recently replaced my mouse with a really, really horrible one. It was supposed to be a laser mouse, but it was actually a... Oh, and it does that, where they just explode on their own. Which is actually a really nice touch, because if you're like me, and you find it really hard to aim, you'll end up bouncing around one block. So it takes the initiative and actually starts detonating them after a while. It's really quite cool. So let's head into level number 2, which I found infinitely easier. And it gives you a little preview there. But yeah, my mouse is a optical mouse. So you can watch them, they do their thing. Let's go. Oh. Come on. There we go. Yes. Gotta get it back there. Oh. That was my twitch. So yeah, the optical mouse, and I have a colored mouse pad, which optical mice don't generally work so well on colored mouse pads. And I find that it jumps all over the place at times. Has not happened yet while recording this, so that's good. But it did happen in the beginning. But yeah, this is it. Each one of these different ships has kind of a different damage value to them. You gotta watch the ball. If my one major complaint about the game, honestly, is picking up the XP. I'm not a fan of that. I kind of would prefer to gain the XP via damage. You know, the more damage you do on a single hit, wow, that was really dumb. The more XP you should get instead of trying to gather it, because then you have to go and ask yourself, okay, do I want to get this XP, or do I want to deal with the ball? And you're gonna pretty much always say ball. Always. I can't think of a single time where you would want to grab the XP instead of the ball, if that's ever an option. So you tend to lose a lot of XP. Like, there's a lot of opportunity to get XP. Now, some people argue that that's part of the challenge, and I would agree, it is. It is just, it's not my thing. For the XP part of it, especially since everything is so expensive, it's not something that I like. But it's not detrimental. I wouldn't, you know, say, oh, this is a crap game because of that. No, this is actually a really, really fun game. It is stupidly fun. I just cannot fathom how fun this game is. And especially since it kind of takes on genres that I don't particularly enjoy most of the time. See, I find that the later levels get a little bit easier. Oh, so close. Nope. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Perfect round.
Yay! And you get a bonus score. So there are... I'm hoping that in the next level we get a power-up. One thing I'm not a huge fan of, though, I'll give another thing, is that you can't go back to the older levels. Like, maybe when you get to the end, I haven't actually tried that after you beat the main, I want to call it the boss level, but can't really call it the boss level. I guess you can. Anyway, currently, like, if I wanted to go back to 1, I can't. Not a fan of that, but it's not, again, detrimental. Also, multiple saves. I cannot stress that enough for any game. If you have a save system, you should have multiple saves. Because if I want to play this and, you know, maybe I want somebody else to play it, that would be ideal. And basically required. Because if they want to start over or play some of the beginning levels, well, they can't unless they wipe out my save. Which I probably don't want. I'm hoping I get a power-up soon. I can't remember what level I first started getting power-ups at. Nice combo. And combos should also increase the amount of XP you get. But again, it shouldn't be a drop. I think it does. The more combos you do, the more XP you get. But, yeah. All in all, this is an amazing game. It is a massively awesome take on, you know, the old Breakout games. Oh! I would have totally lost that. I would have totally lost that if it hadn't detonated on its own. Woohoo! Nice. That was timing. But anyway, you get these power-ups, which are quite neat. They give you, like, there's one that's, like, it's flaming ball. And these are power-up drops that just come from the ships, kind of like the XP does. I'm trying to concentrate here. Keep my eye on the ball. And yeah, they give you these different abilities. Where this one ball will cause things to detonate. You've got the typical, you know, I totally forget those. It'll just... it'll split the ball into 3 different balls, which that one's a typical Breakout move, where it splits you up and you have to keep all the balls in the air, but it only counts if you lose the last one. That only counts as a death, which gets really hectic, but also takes things out really quick. It's awesome. I cannot say too much good about this. It's very, very simple. It's very fun. I have not come across any, you know, major problems with the game. There's obviously some major problems with myself. Like, I'm not sure if that's the game trying to go back to where I was. It's very disconcerting. If that is, that should stop. It really should. That should be changed. But all in all, the game is really good. It's very solid. Maybe other people will have different... Ooh, get the XP while the ball's up in the air. Nice. Look at that. There's one thing that just destroyed it all. That was an awesome combo. Super combo. The music, it adds to the tension, but doesn't feel obnoxious in any way. Nice. You also get an extra life for, I think it's every round. Not necessarily a perfect round, but for every round that you complete. So what can I get? I've got 6,000, so I cannot get ball damage. I would like to get ball damage. Oh, I am so close from extending my bat. This, I think, would be the #1 thing I would want. What does this say? Expensive upgrades are pricey for a reason. Yes, they're all expensive, to be honest. Alright. So, I'm not going to do the upgrades. I've gotten through this whole thing without doing any of the upgrades, and I'm doing significantly better this time. So, alright. We're going to finish this level. And see where we go. Come on. Oh, crap. I thought it was up. See, that's what happens when you take your eye off the ball. Alright. Give me a opening. Well, that's not the opening I wanted. Take out those center ships. There's a power-up. That was really stupid. I prioritized the power-up over the ball, and that is not how you do it, kids. Alright. So, yeah, this tends to be how I play more often than not. Not very well. Oh, I hate ricocheting like that. Come on. Oh. I got 180 XP. That's kind of pathetic. There we go. There, 224. Awesome. Oh, jeez. Alright. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. Available on Steam, $6.99. I personally think it is well worth it at that price. Definitely check it out. Link will be in the description. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time.